Welcome to tonight's episode of Titans and Trailblazers. And you know, globally, October is Customer Service Month. So what we're going to do tonight is have a very intriguing conversation about love marks, customer delight, customer appreciation. And then we are going to discuss it from a multiplicity of dimensions. So we'll do the regular business stuff, public sector stuff, but we'll look at church love, and then we'll share about congregant care, and all those little nuances that sometimes, even as Christians, we don't take full cognizance of. So please, stay tuned and we'll be back with more of Titans and Trailblazers. Don't go anywhere.
MGO Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers. And I have a friend of mine here. She's called Abigail. Very interesting woman. And she has a very powerful brother who is a reverend minister. So what I'm going to do is to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we'll get into the meat of the matter. Abigail, you're welcome.
Thank you, Prof.
Please tell us your full name, what to do, and then pass it on to your brother. And then we'll do it together.
So my name is Abigail Lumo. I am also a reverend minister. I am married with 3 children. I'm married to a wonderful man. I'm actually into the aviation industry. I run my own business, the Hearts Travel, and I do a couple of consulting for some tour marketing companies.
So you work for Ethiopian at a point?
Yes, I did.
You know, Ethiopian is one of the most appreciable African airline brands.
Absolutely.
Anytime I fly Ethiopian business, I feel proud to be African. I mean, the care is exquisite. The aeroplanes are world class. Ethiopia makes us proud, don't you think?
Yes, it's one of the best industry where we have a good training in aviation. It has one of the best aviation schools in the world. And we have, across the continent, Ethiopian Airlines has a lot of women in the industry. They encourage women in the industry, and they're doing virtually very well. In Ghana alone, they fly out of Accra 3 times a day sometimes. within the week.
And I don't know if it matters, but there's some shockingly beautiful women in the cabin all the time. I don't know whether it's a business class people, but totally beautiful. It doesn't count for anything.
Ethiopian is said to have the most beautiful women on the continent.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So it's an extension into the cabin.
Absolutely.
Okay,
what
right.
you see on board is what you get when you get into
It's good you came on the show. So I didn't even know that there's a correlation between the ground, the on-ground activity and
Absolutely.
the cabin. Okay,
Absolutely.
all right. Okay.
It's a good airline to patronize.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I've been with Ethiopian Airlines. I've been with South African Airways.
Very much.
And then Emirates Airlines.
As well.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've done a couple of. I've been in the industry over 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been good. It's a good place to talk about customer service.
Indeed. I like South African as well. I'll be going to Joburg in 2 weeks and fly South African, but I like Ethiopian. There's something about the whole experience which is very. It's just a good feeling, you know. And I've been traveling. I traveled for the first time in 1985 on Ghana Airways.
85.
Which means I've done 95, 2005, 2015, 2025, 40 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I can still testify that Ethiopian is good. It means they're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sir, who are you and welcome to Ghana?
Thank you, sir. My name is Reverend Dr. Richard Bonner.
Yes, please.
Obviously, I'm from Ghana. I went to United States at a very early age. I was 19. I went on a scholarship. And I've been involved in ministry, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've run my own business there for 42 years.
Really?
Yes, and I am also into sports philanthropy.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I work as an advisor for the president of World Taekwondo.
Okay.
And so we have chapters all over the world. We're in 215 countries, including the Vatican.
Really?
Yes, and so I've pastored in the United States. I'm also a college professor.
Okay.
And then I travel quite a bit for
Okay.
both ministry and humanitarian work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So since you've done philanthropy work and you're a college professor and you have pastoral duties, it means you know students in a university.
Absolutely.
You know congregants in the church.
Yes.
And you know business people and their regular customers.
Yes.
How does a focus on customer centricity become the central ethos of what you do,
Well,
if at all?
okay. The customer focus on part of what I do as part of the business part is, it's in terms of how I see what I do.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm a pastor.
Indeed.
I'm a minister.
Indeed.
But that is just one part of me.
Absolutely.
So what I do in my business is no different from what I do in the church.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because what I do in the church, we can call it sacred. What I do in the business world is not secular.
Absolutely.
It is sacred.
Absolutely.
It's my calling.
Indeed.
Because there are people I can reach in the business world that I'm not able to reach in the church.
Absolutely.
And so when I'm out in the business world or when I'm out in the sports arena around the world, I see it as a ministry opportunity God is giving me.
Absolutely.
You know, so when I'm talking to my customers, I'm seeing them as potential people who need salvation.
Absolutely.
Potential people with needs greater than what we're talking about.
Indeed.
These are people who deal with divorces, sicknesses, wayward children.
Absolutely.
And when they invite you in your home for business, you have to know that it's an opportunity God is giving you to actually minister into their lives.
Absolutely.
Beyond the business they are thinking about.
Absolutely.
And that's why the Bible says that, you know, nothing happens in our lives.
Absolutely.
God work. You know, the Bible says all things work together for good. Actually, the Greek says God works all things. If God is not behind it, it doesn't work.
Absolutely.
So if you actually understand that whatever you do is driven by God, then you put God in the center of everything.
Interesting. Let me tell you why your submission is so interesting. So, on December 20th, 2005, 20 years ago, there was a very fascinating article in The Economist called Jesus See You.
I saw that.
And I'll read the strap line. America's most successful churches are modeling themselves on businesses. And ironically, while the author sought to satirize American churches, what he succeeded in doing was actually explaining why They are listening to congregant needs. They are designing solutions that bring value. They are customizing what they do to fit their spiritual, physical, family needs. So whilst he sought to sort of satirize them by saying they have 8 services, they have books that are selling in the millions, they have food courts, they have men help institutions, they actually ended up by saying, go and learn from the church, because clearly they are getting something right. So I thought that was interesting to say when you say you look at everything through the eyes of customer centricity, which is how do I deliver value, what is value to them, and how do I excite them? That's your point, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So churches that are customer-centric are not bad churches?
Not at all. Not at all. I think we have to be so good at it that the world has to come to us for answers. We have to come to us to see, what we're doing, what is making us so successful for them to learn. We have the Holy Spirit living on the inside of us.
Absolutely.
The Bible says that we have the mind of Christ.
Absolutely.
So if we have the mind of Christ, then we have to have excellence.
Absolutely.
And success about what we do, to the point that the world needs to come and find out, what are you doing? What can we do to make our businesses better?
Absolutely. Okay. So Abigail, let me come to you now. Africa is a very interesting place because I've traveled several countries, been to several cities. And even though we've been banging on about this customer thing for 2-3 decades, you get shockingly bad customer experiences sometimes. You get average sometimes. You get extraordinary sometimes. But generally speaking, there's still tremendous room for improvement. What is it that we eat or drink that makes it impossible to have homogeneous experiences across sectors? What is it? What have we done? What is it?
Thank you, Prof.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the problem here in Africa, I see, is a mindset problem.
Okay.
So the way we seem to be content with just the little.
That is it.
We don't believe in aspiring or getting to the next level.
Extraordinary.
Because you will enter a restaurant and you will take a seat and nobody will walk up to you. And when you try to address the issue, they are like, "Oh, sorry, what do you want to order?" They don't see the essence of...
The president of Ghana said the same thing 3 weeks ago, that in Ghanaian restaurants, when he goes, like they are doing you a favor. He said when he travels outside, they'll keep coming. Can we give you a refill? Can we help you again? He says, if you are shy, I keep saying, yes, yes, yes. No, you spend money. And we all laughed. But he was really complaining if we want the hospitality and tourism sector to take off, we need to fix the customer experience.
We do.
So
it's a
why do we feel like we're doing someone a favor?
Well, like I keep saying, until we need to, the public, we need to be educated about about what you need to get. You need to give to be able to get. But most of the time, it is like we always want to be at the receiving end. So we don't really spend time and even understand what we are doing. The service industry actually, for me, it's actually an institution on its own.
It is.
Yeah. So when we have that basic understanding, customer service will become a lifestyle. Yeah. And people keep saying that Ghanaians are very hospitable. They are very nice people. But when you get, the moment you arrive you arrive at the Kotoka airport, of course you will love the experience you will get. But the moment you enter the city, then you realize that, customer service
even the airport
is at
depends
a
on who
different
you
level.
meet and what mood they're in on that day.
Well, we're doing
it's
well.
not always excellent.
It's better now.
It's better now.
Comparatively, like I told you, I've been in the industry for over 20 years. It is better. We've come a long way. Even the immigration officers, they smile, they welcome you. In the past, they were very hostile. I mean, the moment you get close, it's like you're entering an interrogation box. So yes, we've done so well for now. I think so.
Well, there's a scripture in Psalm 133 that says that the oil flows from the top of the priest's head through the beard into the garments. And I've said, the Bible says, there the Lord commands his blessing because there's unity and so on and so forth. And I've always said that for true service excellence, it's board level, C-suite, CEO as champion, then the miracle will come. So I think well, let me not say I think. Don't you think part of the problem is that sometimes the leadership of the institutions don't quite understand the frameworks, the templates, because service is also science. It's not just smiling, smiling. You need to have a system behind that powers the service at the front. So what are your thoughts about service leadership?
The training programs most CEOs enroll on is about performance delivery.
Exactly.
It's the customer service bit. I think looking at the content, they don't really.
It's not life and death.
Yeah, they feel it's a specialized, like you must employ or enroll somebody for that. So for a CEO, I think for a CEO's training, it has to be holistic. All that must be inclusive. But you see, in Africa, the thing is about performance and not, like even in the airline industry, when it comes to on time, and when it comes to performance, like the KPIs, it's about on-time departures, on-time arrivals, but it's not about how much complaints we get.
No, but the on time and whatever, it's part of the experience. So all those things feed into a certain experience at the front end.
But they are looking at the money they put in and the money they get out.
Fair point.
So because the more they delay on ground, most of their revenue go into paying for that.
Precisely.
So,
and then also bad experiences. So you lose both ways. And I've always said, if you handle the soft, the hard will take care of itself.
Well,
but in Africa, it's always revenue, bottom line, profit, this, that. Meanwhile, the issue is in the soft skills, the attitudinal problem there. So sometimes I think we don't know the soft gives throttle and power to the hard.
Okay.
But we talk about the hard without knowing how to fix the soft. I don't know what your thoughts are, sir.
Well, my thoughts is very important. In order to have that kind of service, first of all, the environment has to be created.
I agree.
And the government cannot create the environment.
Not at all.
You know, there were successful businesses in America. It's not run by the government.
That is correct.
It's run by the private sector.
Absolutely.
And so, can we have that in Africa? Absolutely. We can. Like what you said from the beginning, biblically, anointing flows down.
Absolutely.
And so we need to have leaders with the mindset who can create that kind of environment.
Absolutely.
You know, for this to happen.
Absolutely.
And do we have those kind of leaders in Africa? Absolutely. We do. We do. So we have the leaders, we have the potential. I've traveled all over the continent. And I've been to some countries where they have amazing, smart people who can actually make this happen.
Absolutely.
So we need to have somebody at the top, the CEO, who actually have a vision of what he wants to see happen.
Yes, please.
Now, you see that happening in our churches.
Yes.
We've got some of the largest churches on the continent.
Very much.
You know,
Very
in
much.
the world.
Very much.
And these people call themselves pastors, but they are CEOs.
Absolutely.
And so if they have that kind of success
Very much.
within the ministry and the church,
Very much.
why can't we have that in business?
Absolutely.
Because the very same people who go to the church, actually who sit in their churches, run these businesses.
Absolutely. Very much. Yes. Yes.
They go to these churches, but
yes.
they run their businesses differently.
That's true.
Right? So we need to actually create that culture.
Okay.
You know, when you have that environment and that culture, it makes it so much easier.
Very much.
To have the kind of results that you're looking at.
Very much. But on the issue of environment then, it's also a function of strategy, systems, shared values, because all those things, they contribute to the environment.
They do.
But somehow, I get the sense that service is not treated all the time as a strategic issue. It's more of the frontline people and how they are smiling and how they are. But doesn't service go a little more than just smiling and having a pretty lady who's a teller in the bank? What do you think about creating the structures, the strategy, the skill sets, and the shared values that will create the environment you speak to?
So I believe everything rises and falls with leadership.
Okay.
You can't have that environment without a leader who has a vision to see that.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I mean, I went to school in America. I did my doctorate in America. I've met a lot of Ghanaians who came to school there, and they graduate, and they come to this country, and it seems like everything they learned there, they put on the shelf.
That's poof.
Because it's so difficult to actually, they don't have the environment,
That's true.
for that to work here.
Okay.
And so I believe that we can still do it. Now we have some cultural factors involved in that as well.
Yes, yes.
And when I talk about environment, I'm also talking about just the cultural aspects of it. And these are some things that we have to deal with. I had a friend of mine who was here starting a company, and he called me and he says, "Richard, how come every Saturday my people had to go for funerals?" And I mean, it was foreign to him. I mean, he said funerals are more important than,
Very much.
Because he said, people work Monday through Friday. If you ask them to work on Saturday, you're like, no, I can't because I have a funeral. Almost like every day. So, I mean, within that atmosphere, the cultural thing really plays a part. And that is why I say, it needs to start with the leader with the vision.
Okay.
And when he's strategic and he knows what he wants, and he's going to create that environment. Like, in some business, you will say, okay, in this business, this is what we do, and this is how we do it. I remember going to an office, and when I walked in, here in Ghana, the lady at the reception was standing there and actually talking. And she looked at me briefly, and she said, hello. And she was speaking Tree. I knew what she was talking about. She probably thought I was a foreigner. And she kept talking to her boyfriend. And when she got through the speech, she looked at me and she says, what do you want?
Wow. Wow.
And I was going to see the major president of a bank who was my schoolmate.
Wow.
So when I got in the office, I told my schoolmate, this lady is destroying the atmosphere that you trying to create.
Absolutely.
So I mean, this is nothing new to you. I mean, these are kind of things that we have all of us. So, you are at the head of the business. Everything starts with you and falls with you. So I don't blame the lady at the reception. I blame the CEO. So we create that kind of atmosphere for the success that we want to see happen.
Indeed. So, Madam Abigail, empathy is one of the most overused words in the history of service excellence, customer experience, customer service. Does empathy matter in the aviation industry? Does it matter in the creative spaces? Give us a quick sense of empathy and why it matters in service delivery.
Absolutely. Empathy matters. Empathy makes you understand the real needs of your customers.
Correct.
And then it diffuses, frustration.
Okay.
So you're able to respond to the needs of your customers with kindness, with your caring. So in the aviation industry, it actually comes topmost on the list. Top. Yes. So empathy is very, very important. When you see people traveling and how frustrated they are because their bags never showed up, or they're late, they're missing their flight, or people with kids, and it's an industry that when you're there, you understand. You must understand how people think, the way people do their things. So empathy is really, really important. But culture, our cultural background sometimes come into play. So it's one of the things that when we go for training, we are being taught to understand the needs of the passengers in order to assist them during their travels.
So you need extra layers of empathy.
Oh, you do.
When you're in the aviation sector.
Absolutely. You do.
Some people are even afraid to fly in the first place. So they're already shaking on the plane. You're like, you die. Because there's some small turbulence and it's like they're coming to die. So, I mean, I think empathy is so crucial before you take off, when you take off and when you land. And there are so many customer touch points.
Throughout the process.
Along that customer journey.
Right from the point when they start, we call it profile index at the airport, when they go through your passports to check, whether you have the valid and the required documents to travel. So even those are usually third parties that the airline recruits. Awesome. So even those people have trainings in that area as well. So it cuts across, even the handling agents, the cabin crew, the security company, it cuts across. Empathy is really vital in the aviation industry.
On that cutting across note, we'll take a short break and come back with more of Titans and Trailblazers. Please stay tuned.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers, and we close on the empathy and the cross-cutting nature of empathy note. But let me come back to Pastor here. You say you've traveled across the continent. Traveled across the continent too, and I'm sure you've had situations where airlines were totally mercurial in the service they gave you because you probably had a challenge and the dexterity with which you navigated the matters pleased you. But I'm sure I've had some horror stories as well. So give me one horror story and one excellent story. And let's compare what happened in the two scenarios.
Okay, so one excellent story that happened. I was waiting in line, and this was years ago. I wasn't even flying business class or first class.
Correct.
And when I got to the front desk, there was a man who, something didn't go wrong. I mean, something didn't go the way he wanted.
Correct.
He was very upset, and he really began to just say all kinds of words to the lady at the counter. And man was very sharp and very, verbally abusive. And he kept going on and on and on. And, you know, this lady was just trying to do her job. You know, so when the man just left, I walked up to the lady and I said to the lady, "Ma'am, I really want to apologize for the way the man treated you. He had no right to do that. He should never have done that. I think you do an excellent job. You stand on your feet 8 hours a day, and you do this, and I sincerely want to tell you how sorry I am." You know what that woman did?
No.
She put me in business class.
No way.
Yeah.
You got a straight upgrade.
Straight upgrade.
For being kind.
Exactly.
Please, are you listening? Kindness so you can
Straight-
open doors.
straight upgrade.
upgrade.
Straight upgrade.
That is it, because you settled her.
Exactly.
My goodness.
Exactly.
My
And
goodness.
you know, as Christians, this is the opportunity we have to diffuse situations.
Absolutely.
You know, that's part of our anointing. Is not just to speak in tongues. Come
I
on.
agree.
You know, we have this anointing to bring peace where there's chaos.
I agree.
You know,
We are the salt of the earth.
absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I agree.
And I remember one time, my mom, bless her heart, she's going to be with the Lord now. But I came home to see my mom, and when I got here, my luggage ended up in South Africa. And that was the first time I actually flew South African Airways from Washington, Dallas Airport to here. I've flown South African Airways to different parts of the world.
Okay.
I got here, my luggage wasn't here. It was in South Africa. It was supposed to get here. So it was 10 o'clock at night at the airport, and they said I had to fill out a form. So when the luggage comes, I can come pick it up. And so there was a long line. And, eventually I looked at my watch, it was 12 o'clock. I mean, I flew from Dallas to Dallas airport. And then, so it's been a long flight.
Indeed.
And so I was getting up to the front, and I noticed that these people actually had a carbon paper where they were recording your information and actually making photocopies. And I'm standing there thinking to myself, we're in the 21st century, and this is happening at an airport. Do you realize how long it's going to take to get every single person, with this? I mean, I'm thinking, you got a computer sitting in front of you. You have all the information about me already. Yeah. It should take a few seconds just to kind of punch some information on the computer and have me go home. But, that was I stayed at the airport till about 2 o'clock in the morning because there were a lot of us.
Wow.
And everybody was upset. Everybody was angry, and through that, you still have to diffuse the situation. As a Christian, you just can't get out of hand.
You have to keep your cool.
You have to keep it cool, So that was one of the experiences and then eventually, my luggage didn't even arrive until the day before I left.
Oh.
Ah,
yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, since you went there, let me tell you my story. So, 20, 25 years ago, there was a perception that certain airlines are, if you like, creme de la creme, and some are just normal. So, during those days, your creme de la cremes will include your British Airways and your KLMs. Then your Alitalia's, Aeroflot and things, it's like they are now coming from. Okay. So in 2004, I traveled to the UK, and I flew Alitalia for the first time. Took me through Milan, took me to Heathrow. So I get to Heathrow, my bags are not there, and I'm going all the way to Gunshill in the east. Wow. Do you know Alitalia managed to get my luggage to me before I slept that night. They came to Gunshill at 10:37 p.m. and dropped the bag. This is Alitalia.
Yeah.
Don't say, well, let me get the British Airways one. But now I've discussed the starter. Let me go to the premium one. So I was studying for a PhD in Aalborg University in Denmark, and I came to Copenhagen for a PhD seminar. Then my supervisor said, I ran to Ghana to come and do some training because the money was good. So I flew to Accra, and then I made the mistake of flying British Airways to Accra. So when I went back to Copenhagen, I was supposed to be there for 5 days before going back to Aalborg, where I was studying for the PhD. When I got to Copenhagen, they said my bag wasn't there. This is winter, cold, Scandinavian country. Your bones are freezing. I was bag free. So I told the people that, look, I'm in this city for 5 days. All my stuff is in the suitcase, so if you don't bring it, something up. They said, oh, it's a third-party issue. They don't know anything about bags. I should go to some corner of the airport and go and deal with another bag company. I said, no, you British say, hey, it's not us, go. Wow. So I went there. Do you know I'd spent $200 of my own money to buy clothes so I don't die, to get soap, and I had to live in the city, and BA didn't deliver my bags for 4 full days.
Wow.
I got the bag the day before I went back to Aalborg. It was a very shambolic experience.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be the high-class brand, and Alitalia is supposed to be the startup brand, but the experiences were so different, like wow. And so I think sometimes when you're an underdog and people don't expect much from when you punch above your, you go, wow. But when you are creme de la creme, anybody who charges a premium must deliver a premium.
Absolutely.
Premium charge, premium service. So my question to you is that, do the employees of service entities in Africa get enough indoctrination or understanding that, for instance, if you work for a premium brand, your service cannot be average on any day. It must be premium 7 days a week. And then if you work for a startup brand, maybe you can make occasional mistakes. But the whole idea about I represent the brand 24/7, I don't go on break. What do you think the disconnect is in terms of having the brand persona instilled into the employees? They become proud of where they work, and therefore they go out and take on the world as a way of demonstrating strong ambassadorial status? Where is the disconnect?
Well, I can speak into that because, you know, I've run my company well over 40 years.
Correct.
And I have employees from different countries of the world. And I'm able to do ministry across the world and not be tied down with my business because I've created a brand.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
Because I've created a brand, my employees know what we do. They know how well to do it.
And what you stand for.
And so because of that, I don't always have to be watching over.
There you go. There you go.
How do I do that? One important thing is that I've built a relationship with my employees over the years.
Awesome. Awesome.
You know, when you have a lot of these companies, these people work, it's not relational.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
And you have to build a sense of loyalty within the company.
Yes, please.
And that cannot exist without relationship.
Yes, please.
And so how you build that, you know, it's like I'm sitting at my brother's house, and he has over 200 employees. And he goes to, when their employees have children, they're doing outdooring.
There you go. It's right there.
Everything that has to do with a lot of his employees, he actually takes the time to go.
There you go.
So those people know he's not just my boss.
No, he's got them. I got you.
He cares for me.
Absolutely.
He watches my back.
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you the question, since you are asking all the questions.
Go ahead.
How many people really in a company sense or feel that this company's got my back?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a missing element.
It's a missing element.
It's just transactional.
So if that is not there, you're not going to be able to create the atmosphere that you need to run that company. And I'm in different parts of the world, and my people are calling me when they have questions that they feel like I need to, you know, answer for them. And they put me on FaceTime. They're pointing to different things. And I'm giving them instructions 10,000 miles away.
There you go.
I don't have to be there.
Absolutely.
You know, and the one thing I hear from my clients all the time, they tell me, man, you got the best employees.
Wow.
And I hardly deal with my clients.
Yeah.
My employees deal with them.
That's it.
They know what our culture is.
That's it.
And they know what I deliver. And if something is going on and it's not what we do, I've actually heard them say, he's not going to like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know it. You know, so we've built that culture.
Okay.
That has been relational. Anything that is not relational is not going to work.
Wow. Okay. So Richard Branson said several years ago that if you want to get your external customers to be happy, deal with the internal guys first, which is what you're saying. That
Absolutely.
Make sure that they have the best love inside the institution.
Yes.
Then they'll transmit the love to your external customers.
Absolutely.
If that premise is true, then the question becomes, do human capital teams understand that they are supposed to work hand in hand with the C-suite at the top, with customer experience, to create appropriate employee experiences? Because when that is sound, then the external customer experience will also be sound. So in your institution, for instance, how does your HR guy work or HR lady work? Like, what's their role in ensuring that you've set the tone, created the culture, but it must be sustained? And since you're not there 24/7, what's human capital supposed to do to keep this flavor going?
So one of the first things I think is based on communication.
Okay.
You know, when we're at the top, a lot of time we assume people should know things.
Okay.
The reason is because we've been there, done that.
Yes, please.
And you're thinking, this guy's got a university degree.
You should know what to do.
He should know what to do.
Okay.
So you take that assumption,
Okay.
and when they don't do it, you get angry.
Indeed, indeed.
So one of the things that I believe in is that communication is key.
Correct.
Write everything down.
Indeed.
And then even if it's something they have to do, actually do a video.
Correct.
And let them watch it.
There you go.
Over and over again, so
I
they
agree.
see the process.
I agree with
and
you, sir.
what is supposed to be done.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
when you have that communication, people know exactly what to do.
Yes.
Then you find a way to follow up to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. So communication is key.
Absolutely.
That has to happen.
Absolutely.
You know, and then once you have that communication progress working and people know what is expected of them, then you just hold them to a certain standard. And obviously, one of the things you also have to do is actually be able to commend them for things well done.
Absolutely.
So one of the things we take for granted, you know, my men work for me, or my women in my company work for me. So, well, I give them a paycheck, you know, I give them all these benefits. I'm doing enough. But to be able to really constantly compliment them for jobs well done, you know, goes a long way.
You know what's interesting about that? So I have a lot of consulting clients who can't appreciate what you just said. I've told them a little note, even a letter from the MD, no money, just to say that was a brilliant intervention. It goes a long way to boost confidence, reaffirm what is good, build a solid service. Oh, my prof, is their work. I say, no. You see, if you don't intentionally commend somebody, you don't grow in the job.
Absolutely.
And when you don't commend them and you hit them out with one mistake, then you break them down. And then they don't have the je ne sais quoi to go and amaze your customers. So I want you to stress a little more this issue of commending them, telling them, good job, keep it up. How crucial is it?
Well, Prof, let me give you an example. It's like, if they do 10 things right, and you don't commend them on the 10 things, and they do wrong thing, and you make a comment on that,
Exactly.
all the things they did right, they don't remember.
They don't remember. Exactly.
You know, and so, I mean, I've been on the receiving end.
Okay.
When people have given me a compliment
Yes.
of something that, I mean, my company in Dallas, I do upscale landscape architecture for like homes, anywhere from $1 million to $16 million.
Okay.
And I interact with people who have a lot of money. You know, and when I do things, we do things for them, they compliment me because I'm the one
they're dealing with.
Yeah. But immediately I leave their presence, I turn it over to all the people who actually made it happen.
You have to.
And I make sure they know that this is coming not from me, it's coming from you know, the person. You know. And so this is so crucial. It's like, you know, it's like sowing a seed. Right? What you put in the ground is what germinates.
Absolutely.
If you constantly keep debasing people, cutting them down, tell them they're not going to be any good at what they do, guess what they're going to produce?
Just what you say they are.
Exactly. Now, if you got people, and one of the things about a leader is you got to be able to spot potential.
Absolutely.
Right.
You should be able
Because
to.
God is not going to bring you people who are perfect.
Absolutely.
But when you spot potential in them, then you can actually speak into their lives concerning the things they're not doing right. It's a way of just building them up.
Absolutely.
I had a guy who worked for me, and this guy could hardly write and read. But he came to work, and in my warehouse, I came to the warehouse one day. We had a forklift. The guy completely tore the thing down.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Because we're actually going to, you know, have a company come pick it up. He tore the thing down.
Wow.
I'm thinking, have you done this before? He said, no.
Oh, wow.
He said, I'm going to fix it. I said, how you going to do it? He said, well, I watched a video on YouTube.
No way.
He tore the thing down and he rebuilt the thing and actually fixed it.
No way. Wow.
So potential.
That's talent, man.
Potential.
Okay.
You know? And then from there, I started looking at the guy differently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And my thought now, okay, I need to build this guy up.
Very much. Yeah.
Because if I'm able to build him up, he can do some incredible
You'll
things.
be a superstar.
We all need that opportunity. You know, at some point in your life, I'm sure somebody came in your life
Several people.
and saw in you
Absolutely.
what you didn't see in yourself.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And because of what they did,
Yes.
you're sitting where you are today.
Absolutely. No question.
You know,
No
and
question.
so for us as managers, as business owners, really the people God brings to work for us, they're not just employees. We are pastors. We are pastoring them.
Absolutely. Literally.
And if you're a Christian, you're going to have to see your employees as your church.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So church doesn't always take place behind the pulpit.
That's true.
Right.
You must groom them, grow them,
Absolutely.
and make them the best version of themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what role does customer feedback play in proper strategy articulation and creating pleasurable customer experiences? Because sometimes the fact that a relationship exists doesn't mean that all the parameters are still the same. So how do we use customer feedback to grow our companies and grow our brands across the world?
Well, I think customer feedback, we have to ask for it.
You have to ask for it, okay.
In a way of reviews.
Okay,
In a way of just simple giving them some checklists.
absolutely.
You know, to put in. Because the customer will make you better at what you do.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
It's not just those who say the good things.
Yeah.
Because somebody says a bad thing, then you're going to be able to sit back and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? So the customer feedback is of utmost important.
Okay.
You always have to, over the last few years since the internet now, is that people have the ability to get online.
Very much.
And rate your business.
Very much, yes.
And you can get 100 reviews that are good. But if there's one that is 1 star, that is what people are going to read.
That's true.
That's the nature of everything right now.
That's true.
And so, and the perception you give is important.
It is.
When people go online, what they read about you will determine whether they want to use you for work or not.
I agree.
I totally agree. So you have to be able to get some good customer feedback.
Absolutely.
Really for marketing purposes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Prof, a good review could be worth literally hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I totally agree. Very, very literally. Very literally. So it doesn't matter how well you deliver service. There are times when service crisis will hit. In fact, there was a global crisis with COVID. Yes. And service firms had to digitize whether they liked it or not. It wasn't even an option anymore. So COVID aside, there are times when service crisis will hit. My question to you is, how do you build resilience or shock absorbers so that when the Joseph interpretation of 7 lean seasons and 7 fat seasons, 7 fat cows, and sort of store for what's coming up ahead. How do you build resilience for a service crisis?
Well, that's really important. I think I've been in business for so many years, and I've always had people, young people or people who want to start businesses come to me and they ask me for advice. And I've seen businesses start and fail. And one of the things I tell people is this: don't ever go into business and all you see is dollar signs. Because if all you see is in dollar signs, eventually you're not going to make it.
Indeed.
Whatever you want to offer service-wise, go with the attitude that I'm going in there to be the best I can be.
Indeed.
Okay? I'm going to get all the necessary training, and I'm going to continue to get the ongoing training.
Indeed.
To be better than anybody that I know of in the business.
Indeed.
Now, one of the things I also tell them is that don't be the cheapest person out there.
Sir, say it again.
Don't
I've always
be
said
the cheapest.
aim for premium service delivery.
Don't be
the cheapest
person out there.
There you go.
Because you're talking about resilience. If you are the cheapest person out there, you attract who you are.
Indeed. Indeed.
If you want to be the cheapest person out there, you're going to attract people who don't see value in you.
Absolutely.
So you don't have really any resilience because you're basically working, you're making money, but you're not making a profit.
Absolutely.
You're busy, like a chicken with the head cut off. But then at the end of the year, you look at your paperwork and you notice, man, I've been busy, but where did all the money go? Prof, I want to share a quick example of something I learned years ago when I was running my business. I met a guy, so this guy is a landscape architect. He had been hired by one of the generals in the U.S. Army to do some work at his house. And I went to his office, and he was going to use my company to do some of this work. This is a gruff-looking guy. The guy couldn't even walk that well. He has a long ponytail hair, and he looks like he just woke up from bed.
Yeah.
But when I walked into his office in his studio, so the studio where he does the designs and everything, I noticed the place was, just incredibly well designed.
Wow.
And everything.
Wow.
And then I come to find out, before this guy can actually talk to you in his office, you have to pay him $30,000.
No way.
And he had a 6-month waiting list.
No way.
So I walked out of that place.
That's premium service.
I walked out of that place and I said to myself, this guy's doing something I don't know.
It is what
I
it is.
need to learn.
It's a value question.
So you know what? I got very close to him.
There you go.
Stuck with him.
That's how to do it.
Stuck with him.
Don't fight him. Get close to him.
One thing I learned from that is the perception he gives off.
Yes.
Because of how people perceive him.
Yes.
They were willing to pay $30,000 and wait for 3-4 weeks.
It is because he's a premium service provider.
So you give, the perception you give is going to determine which customers you're going to attract.
Totally agree.
So if you're making profit and your company is doing well, when you go through hard times,
you'll be fine.
It's very easy to go through it.
You can go through it.
Yeah.
On that riveting note of service resilience, charging at a premium, communicating premium brand value, we've come to the end of another riveting episode of Titans and Trailblazers. Now, from church to your full gospel meetings, to your Rotary meetings, to those public sector entities, to your entrepreneurial businesses, to the multinational corporations, these principles are still timeless. And I'll encourage you to adopt them, implement them, and you see exponential growth in whichever endeavor you are engaged in. So thank you for watching, and see you again very soon. Bye for now.
Titans and Trailblazers is brought to you by the MNC Group.
We're going to be talking about chronic kidney disease. I'm sure that a lot of you know about this. I mean, I've had friends who have died from that, and I'm sure that you also do. And it is something that is happening everywhere. You can't run away from it. You've heard plenty of people talk about it. We're going to be talking about that with Dr. Michael Yankee. He's going to tell us about the risks that are involved in that, and then also some of the labs that you're supposed to take so that you can figure out whether that is what you have, so that care can be taken quickly, and then your health can be brought back to you. Dr. Yankee, once again, we're here.
Thank you, boss.
All right, so chronic kidney disease, talk to us about it.
So in very simple terms, when we say chronic kidney disease, what it means is that it's a decline in the function of your kidney. Now, first of all, you must understand that your kidney is what produces urine. How does it do that? It filters your blood, it removes all the waste products from your blood, and then it comes out as urine. So the urine that you see contains a lot of waste. It's not supposed to be in your blood. Now, if you have a decrease in the function of your kidney, then that's when you say you have chronic kidney disease. Usually, if it goes on for more than 3 months, then we say you have chronic kidney disease. So basically, that's what it is.
Let's talk about some of the labs that you need to quickly take in case you start to see symptoms.
Okay, so for the labs, you have to link it to the risk factors. So there are 2 commonest risk factors of chronic kidney disease. And in our context, hypertension, diabetes. So you can see that most of the conditions, you have hypertension and diabetes. Hypertension, diabetes, in our setting, are the 2 commonest risk factors for chronic kidney disease. So in terms of the lab, first of all, you need to check your blood pressure, know your numbers. Go to the hospital, check your blood pressure. The second thing is that do a full blood count to see if there's any infection in your blood. Very important. Know your HB level. The third thing is that you need to know your sugar level. It's either you are checking your fasting blood sugar. Fasting blood sugar means that you fasted for more than 8 hours and you are checking how your body regulates sugar level. Or most importantly, what we do is if you want to find out if someone is diabetic, there's a particular lab we do. It's called glycated hemoglobin. It's very simple, right? It's a big word, but it's very simple. What it means is that the percentage of sugar that is bound to your hemoglobin, we calculate the percentage and then tell you whether it's within the normal range or above the range. Then that range can tell us if you are actually diabetic. So glycated hemoglobin, do a full blood count. Then most importantly, you have to do a kidney function test. There's something we call the EGFR. It's the filtration rate, the ability of your kidney to filter the blood to produce the urine. If it is down, it is on that basis that we say that, okay, you have a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, or we say that you have a kidney failure such that you need dialysis. That is how we're able to determine. So you do a kidney function test. The fourth thing is that you need to do a lipid profile, check your cholesterol level, because that can also put you at risk of having a CKD or chronic kidney disease.
All right, so you were talking about dialysis, and I wanted to quickly have that conversation with you. Why do you think these days majority of the kidney disease or kidney failure disease that's happening all around has to do with the youth? And most of them, when you go to the dialysis rooms, they are the ones that you meet over there. And what are the advantages and disadvantages of the dialysis?
So like I said, You know, this youth, I don't know whether it has to do with the kind of food that people are producing now. I don't know, but the youth are coming with hypertension, they are coming with diabetes. You see someone who is 23 years, 24 years having diabetes, a young person having hypertension. It's quite strange. And so for such people, of course, they are at risk of. And we notice that because these conditions usually do not give a lot of symptoms, by the time they come to the hospital, the disease has progressed. Land of no return. Now, the advantage of having a dialysis is because your kidney now is not functioning properly. So you need something outside your kidney to function for you. So an external machine that is functioning like your kidney. Now, what it is doing is that it's just bringing out the waste products from your blood. That's the simple thing it's doing. Because once you have the waste products within your blood, you will die. I mean, that's the simple
That's
way
true.
that can be able to die. So if you have the dialysis, of course, you can live for long. If you don't do the dialysis, you are in trouble. I hear now dialysis is free. I mean, the government hospitals.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
That,
I hope it is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
the
hoping.
government for that. But if you don't do the dialysis and your kidney function goes down, I mean, we had a patient here like that, came with EGFR of 12. 12 means that it's an indication for dialysis. You have to refer the patient to do the dialysis. And so that's the advantage with the dialysis. It's able to remove the waste products from your blood. That which your kidney cannot do now.
Okay. No disadvantage with the dialysis?
Of course, when you go, they have to do a femoral line. I mean, that comes with its own complication. You can have an infection, the pain, and all that. But that is not really compared to the advantages that you have from the dialysis. So,
all right.
Yeah, the dialysis is a good thing.
Okay, I get you now. Now, I mean, this show is about health, our life. So I would want you to give us 3 simple activities or things that we can do on a daily basis to help with our health.
So, like we always say, exercise. Now you see the system. There's a lot of tension in the system.
Okay.
Everybody is looking for money. Nobody has time to exercise. Everybody is looking for money. You come to work in the morning, you close in the evening, so nobody has time for exercise.
We are not resting.
We are not resting. Once you don't rest, most patients will come. Doctor, I'm intimate now. I can't sleep. What that means is that your cortisol will go up. Your blood pressure will go up. You see how the thing unfolds, the cascade.
Exercise, rest.
Please, we should exercise. And like we always say, exercise doesn't mean that go to the gym. You can have a skipping rope at home. You can exercise. Breast walking. You can jog. You don't need to go and pay money at the gym to exercise. So exercise is very important and it helps us in so many ways that we cannot tell. The second thing is our diet. And most of the conditions is from our diet. The kind of things we eat. Everybody likes something that is sweet. So sugary food. So like I always say, 3 things. Most of the conditions are summarized in three nutrients. You have fats, sugar, and salt. These 3 things are enemies in terms of our health. Fat, sugar, salt. In the morning, the person will eat banku. In the afternoon, will eat fried yam. Then in the evening, fufu, carbohydrates. Eventually, it becomes sugar. People who went by Dumedu, Kwe, you know Dumedu?
Yeah, I know Kwe.
A lot of pork. It's nice.
I mean, the pronunciation
nice.
even, Kwe. I just heard one. I just heard Kwe,
nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, but you see, it is inimical to your health. It's actually detrimental to your health. So diet, exercise, like I say, you should try and rest. No matter how stressful your work is, find time to distress. It's very important. Find what you like doing. Like for instance, on Saturdays, I try to play football. It's something I like doing. Try and play football. Maybe yours is not football, you like reading. You can do that. You can go out. Have fun. But please don't take alcohol when you go out. Don't take alcohol.
Okay.
Like you say, WHO has said there's no safe level of alcohol intake. So please, those of you who have been taking alcohol, please be warned.
All right. So thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Yankee, for talking to us. This has been our Health and Life series on Metro TV. Take good care of your health. We need you. You need us. Let us come together in health to do the things that we came here on earth to do. We'll see you in another episode of the show.
Nana Kweku Wari III Antwa Hene, Nana Pokia Dadom Antwa Hema, Nana Brobe Tufo, former controller and accountant general, and Antwa in Koswo Hene, Nana Kusi, Ahoju Dekro, Ebusian Penyin Kweku Dia,